Hello students. Today we are going to discuss next important question from the story The Gold Frame, written by R.K. Lakshman. Students, in our previous lecture we discussed the question character sketch of Datta, and today we are going to discuss next question, that is, how does the author describe the shop owned by Datta in the gold frame? I repeat the question. How does the author describe the shop owned by Datta in the gold frame? So let us begin with the answer to this question. The name of Datta's shop was the Modern Frameworks. What was the name of Datta's shop? The Modern Frameworks. But there was no modernity about the structure of the shop. Means shop was very ordinary looking. It was actually a very large wooden box fixed on shaky legs. Datta's shop, named the Modern Frameworks, was a very large wooden box. It was made of wood and it was fixed on shaky legs. It was tucked in a gap between a medical store and a radio repair shop. It was tucked. Tucked means it was set in a very small place. It was tucked in a gap between a medical store and a radio repair shop. Datta's shop was a zone of silence, means there was silence most of the time in his shop. He did not allow casual friends to disturb him. Datta never allow his uh, casual friends to disturb him while he was busy in his work of frame making. He was always seen sitting surrounded by glass sheets, boxes of nails, and glue bottles, paint tins, and other odds and ends required for frame making. Datta was always seen sitting and surrounded by the things which were necessary for his work of frame making. Like those things were like glass sheets, boxes of nails, glue bottles, paint tins, and other odds and ends which were required, which were needed for frame making. Sometimes a glass cutter or a pencil's stub was lost, and while making frames for the pictures, for the portraits, sometimes he lost glass cutter or pencil stub. He had to stand up and shake his dhoti to get the lost object. So, while leaving his work, he had to stand up and shake his dhoti to get the lost thing. Lost object means lost thing. This operation shook the whole shop. So, when he did like that, he shake his dhoti. He shook the whole shop by it. The walls of the shop were covered by pictures of gods, saints, hockey players, children, national leaders, and wedding couples. In his shop, Datta pasted in on the walls of his shop, Datta pasted the pictures of gods, saints. Saints means religious people, hockey players, we can also say ascetics, hockey players, children, national leaders, and wedding couples. There were cheap prints of the Mona Lisa, Urdu handwriting sheets, and the Japanese volcano named Fujiyama. There were some cheap prints of Mona Lisa, and there were some sheets of Urdu handwriting, and the Japanese volcano means volcano of Japan named Fujiyama. All these pictures or cheap prints of the pictures were pasted on Datta's on the walls of Datta's shop. The shop was actually a center of Datta's activities. Means the shop was actually a place where Datta remained busy in his activities, in his works of frame making. So this is the description of Datta's shop named the Modern Frameworks. Learn this question, students. Tomorrow we will continue with our next lecture. Thank you. Thank you very much.